Channel welcomes you to the Sonoma Valley of California, where Sears Point International Raceway has been rechristened as Infineon Raceway. This 11-turn road race course will play host to NASCAR's Featherlite Southwest Tour today. Nice crowd on hand. The clouds have gone, sunny skies, and a fast fleet of race cars set to do battle. Let's go trackside.
Mic over, guys. It's time for those magic words. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Trackside to the editor of Speedway Illustrated, Dick Berggren.
Thanks, Mike. Today's event is very much a matter of people who are accustomed to racing cars like this, in series like this, against some interlopers, Winston Cup regulars who are invading today. Among the series regulars, people who have a good shot to win. Jim Engelbright, car number 20, won this event 2 years in a row. M.K. Kanke starts on the pole with his red number 98, and Todd Souza, one happy hour, he will start third in car number 6. They know who they are racing against. They know these cars better than the ringers. To Matt Yoakum.
Dick, Winston Cup regulars double dipping in NASCAR's Busch Series is commonplace, but 3 Winston Cup regulars, especially from the same Winston Cup team, penciling in a Southwest Series race is uncommon. But that's exactly what Kevin Harvick, Jeff Green, and Robbie Gordon have done. They've done it for 2 reasons. First, to have some fun, but more importantly, and second, to gain valuable track time. 2 of the 3 have limited road course experience, so they're going to try to gain a lot of experience today. A refresher course of 64 laps for Sunday's 110-lap Winston Cup event. Mike?
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sonoma. Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip and Larry McReynolds. Darrell, these are the same cars used in the Northwest and Southwest Tours, the Remax, and the All-Pro Series. They're lighter than Winston Cup cars. Are they fun to race?
Oh, they're a lot of fun. They're easier to drive. They got rack and pinion steering. They got coil-over shocks and springs on them. So it's a different car. Shorter wheelbase, 101 to 105 inches. They're real quick. They move around quick, which should be really good on a road course like this. And I drove the cars a lot through the years, and they're always exciting and fun to watch. And you'll tear the whole body off the thing. You'll still keep right on going.
Larry, one pit stop, but the pit stop strategy here is unlike anything we see at any oval track in the country.
You will not see any more strategy like this on this road course. It's a 64-lap race like Matt Yoakum referred to. These guys can go about 35 to 37 laps on fuel. But when we get to a lap 25 to 30 and they know they can make it to the end by filling up with fuel, they're going to come to pit road under green preferably, but try to get 4 tires. The reason under green, under caution, you can only change 2 tires. And at a road course, when you need tires, you need all 4. So you're going to see a lot of green flag stops, lap 25 to 30, get those 4 tires, make it to the end. Interesting strategy.
All right, we're set to go racing here at Sonoma. Here's a look at the starting lineup for today's race with Mike Kanke and Jim Engelbright, the defending champion, up on the front row. There's Winston Cupper Kevin Harvick with Todd Souza, Kenny Shepard, very happy about his 5th qualifying run with Bernie Lamar. Paul Menard, that's John Menard's son from IndyCar fame, with Greg Pursley, Brandon Witt and Doug McCown in row 5. Boris Said, the Trans Am champion, with Troy Ermish in the 6th row. Sean Woodside, Thomas Martin at row 7. Brian Germoni, Eric Holmes in the 8th row. Robbie Gordon, the Winston Cup star, with Augie Vidovich Jr. Mike Ledbetter and Eddie McKean there at the 10th row as the cars begin to wind around Infineon Raceway at Sears Point in Sonoma, California. Cars qualified on time, and the rest of the positions were filled with a 10-lap heat race, a last chance qualifier that was held here yesterday.
And one thing we didn't mention, Mike, these cars are on biased tires. They don't run the radial tire like the Cup cars do, so a little different tire combination.
You saw Adam Andretti, that is John Andretti's younger brother, in the field by virtue of that last chance qualifying race. We'll be back with the start after this. Welcome back to Sonoma as the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Series tackles Infineon Raceway. An 11-turn road race course. They cut across turns 4 to 7 at the north end. And here's a look at all the elevation change here, Darrell.
Got a lot of up and down here, buddy. You go up that hill going up to turn 2. Then you come down the hill, going down into turns 3, and then come down through here, downhill, hard braking right there, second gear. Come across that short chute, down these S's, high gear right here, fast part of the racetrack. Turn 10, down into turn 11, great pass in place, and back to the start-finish line.
Today, 42 cars will go 64 laps, 127 miles with one pit stop.
Everybody can easily do it on one stop, but like we talked in the opening, I look for that pit stop to happen under green for most of these cars. It's around lap 25 to 30.
And I wouldn't kid when I tell you they'll tear the bodies off these things. They're fiberglass bodies, and they'll be leaving parts everywhere, but they'll keep right on a ticking.
You're riding with defending race champ Jim Englebright. To the left there, Mike Kahnke, the winner at El Cajon back in March. What do you say, Darrell?
I say we're going to go racing, and we're down here at the start finish. Here they come. Buggity, buggity, buggity. Go, boys. So far, so good.
It's just too tight a pack to try to get single file too soon.
Coming down into, you know, up to the top of that hill, there's always seems like there's an accident. Somebody gets off there and a lot of dust and you can't see real well. Kind of bottlenecks up, but so far so good.
Top 4 across to turn 7 now.
Talked about this 11-turn road course. These guys will be shifting about a dozen times a lap using every gear in the gearbox, even down the first gear in turn 11, the last corner.
Down through the S's, the rhythm section of this track.
It really is. Use body. I mean, it's kind of like riding a go-kart if you've ever done that. You do a little body English. You know, you kind of throw her this way, slide her that way, gassing it all the time, touching that brake right here.
This right here is about the fastest part of the racetrack, up to 135, 40 miles an hour, to the slowest part into turn 11, downshifting all the way from high gear. Some cars going all the way to first gear, slowest part of the racetrack.
Coming down in that turn is when you sit there and you say, oh, wonder if he's going to let off. Wonder if he's going to let off. Who's going to let off first? Sometimes neither one of them does.
Jim Englebright, defending champion of the race. Jelly Belly number 20 leads the first lap.
He's got this joint figured out, doesn't he? Gets around here great. Won this race a couple of times. In the Cup race tomorrow, having a good weekend here.
Now right behind him, Mike Kahnke. That's the driver who last year, after posting the 5th fastest lap in qualifying, European-style multiple lap qualifying, then crashed heavily, ending his season.
He had won 4 of the first 7 races and was leading the points.
Problem on car number 70. That's Greg Pursley in the Star Nursery machine.
Boy, that thing doesn't sound like it's. That sounds like a gear problem.
Of course, these cars coming over the hill, they don't see him till they get right on him.
It's a long way to limp home.
Pretty happy about this, guys. They're getting strung out good here. Got some good racing going on. Everybody staying on course. Great start. 21 car slow coming down into turn 10 here.
And the word from the radio chatter is that Boris said maybe having a bit of a problem. We'll check on that.
My favorite car in the race is right there in front of our camera car. It's that Mountain Dew car, number 9. Mountain Dew car with flames on the hood. Old Kenny Shepard.
Start of 5th, running 7th. And there's a look at Boris said. Matt?
Well, Mike Boris said, reporting into his crew, the Kenny Schrader team, that he's got a miss in the engine. He's hoping it's possibly just a plug wire coming off. They've now told him on the radio to come in this time. He will pit this time.
One of the few tracks where you can pit without losing a lap.
And as you heard Matt Yoakum talk about, Kenny Schrader, Winston Cup driver Kenny Schrader, actually owns this car. And Kenny won the first race of the season for the Southwest Tour back at Phoenix in February.
I don't know, Larry. I thought I saw some smoke coming out of that car as well. So it could be a lot worse than just a plug wire.